Hi guys, this is my Masport Cromwell ULEB or ultra low emissions burner, which is I'm just going to show you the insides and the outsides. There's the flue. I need to fix up the ceiling after it's replaced, and there's a heat shield behind the flue, which unfortunately, because when we replaced the stove, it was forward of the original stovepipe. We've had to angle it, and it's not quite angled correctly, so it's sort of skewed off the from the top of the vertical. Anyway, it's got a controller here to control the combustion, whether the combustion gases go out the chimney or whether they go downward into the bottom chamber for reburning. There are two door handles, one for the top and one for the bottom. The bottom one can't open up until the top one's open. So, and if the secondary combustion is enabled, then you can't open either door. So with that opened, we will open up this one here first. Have a look. So it's lined with ceramic, well, fiberglass rope. Inside there's a glass, well, ceramic glass protection, I guess. And there is a cavity here where the gases go down below. So this is lined with fire brick. And looks like there is a chamber at the top here, you can't quite see, for the gases to leave in the non-reburning phase. So that is the upper flue, and I better put this back here. So this grate here goes here. So the wood goes across the top here, the gases go down here in the reburning mode. I'll open up the bottom lever here, and there's a ceramic block there, perforated ceramic block here, where the gases then exit here and go up the chimney. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up a bit, and I'll see if I can get a burn going. So just have another look at this. So this plate is heated up, and heat is convected from here, so these grills are for convection. This doesn't actually get that hot, so water won't boil on here. And I think the stove pipe or the flue gets to about 200 Fahrenheit or 100 degrees centigrade only. I've had a leak when the guy installed the flue, and some water's come down here, and you can see that it's rusted, which is really annoying. But more annoying is that I see that some of the paint is coming off the top of the stove on this side. If we check the other side, that seems to be okay. I'm also seeing what looks like a bit of rust around the bottom of the stovepipe. I'm going to start to light this up now. First of all, I'll put it in the kindling. It's in a hatched pattern over the fire injector in the middle there. So first 4 pieces of kindling with a couple of fire starters on top, and then crisscross now. I have the crisscross kindling. I've got the fire starters there. I'm going to light. tricky, one hand. Let's start it up. Close the door. And it's currently about 10 to 8. So we need to wait about 5 minutes, I believe. And after that we'll add a couple of pieces of intermediate wood, which I don't really have, but about 1.2 kilos of wood to the side of that on a front to back orientation. It's been running for about 7 minutes now. I'm not sure if you can see, but I think all the kindling is now alight. I don't really have 2 pieces of intermediate wood, so I'm going to put 1 intermediate and 1 artificial log. There's a bit of smoke back now. I would have thought they... Whoops, I'm going to... At about 7 minutes, so that's about 5 minutes ago, I added a piece of intermediate wood, happened to be manuka, and also some artificial log, as I didn't have another intermediate piece of wood. So the downdraft should really be established by now. So let's try it out. And it's not. It's disappointing. Perhaps we need to wait a bit longer. So we're in about 20 minutes now. Looks like the artificial log is fully alight. And it looks like the manuka is sort of alight. Let's try the downdraft mode now. Well, there's a little bit of flame coming down there. It's not very impressive. I think I'll keep this going a bit longer in the updraft mode. Half an hour into the burn, and our intermediate log, or manuka log, is definitely on fire. So we're going to try that downdraft again. Oh, come on. I think it's actually time to add more logs and see how that goes. So I've added one more artificial log and a couple of more pieces of manuka, so it's about 1 or 2 kilos. See how that goes. We're at 40 minutes now, and I think we could say the fire is actually going properly now. So let's try the downdraft. Try the downdraft. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to see. A double helix or ram's head vortex being generated in the lower chamber. Now, although the flame has gone from the right pieces of wood, what's happening is that the heat should eventually force those other unburnt pieces to gasify, and then the gases would then go down to the bottom chamber and burn, baby, burn. So they say it takes about 45 minutes for this to be fully established, now, which is what's happened here. We have to get back away from this clothing that we're trying to dry. Nice. Now if we get up closer, I don't know if you can see this, but we can see that that right log is gasifying. You see those white fumes? That's being released from the manuka on the right, and it's going down through the grate into the bottom chamber where it's being incinerated. This is pretty fantastic. Now this is making the same sound as a rocket stove, but it's actually, I believe it's called a gasifying stove. You can also see a few fumes being, gases being released from the top of that wood, which is just incinerating as it's being released. But it's pretty cool seeing all those gases being released from the right hand side of the wood. I guess it takes 45 minutes because it needs for that time for the ceramic blocks to reach the temperature to cause all this gasification to occur, which I think is about 800 degrees centigrade. We're running about 55 minutes now, and the gases have reduced, which is normal. So now it's time to add more wood. Now they normally say you add about 4 logs or so, or a couple of decent sized logs. But I'm going to go home soon, and I'm just going to add one piece. So let's turn back the downdraft, open the chamber up, shouldn't get any, and just stick the one log in. Oops, okay. Look at all those fumes. A little bit hard to see, but see how the flames are coming out of the artificial log on the left, and they're just pouring down the grate there, down to the secondary combustion at the bottom there. We're running at 72 minutes. I added another log on the left. Can't add much more. I was supposed to add a couple, but we're not going to stick around. You can see that the log is gasifying, which means that the heat is causing the organic compounds in the wood to break down and to be released as organic gases, which are then catching fire or oxidizing. And I think we can still have a bit of a down, well, not much at the moment, because, well, I'm not sure why. Maybe we need to wait a bit longer for more surface area of the log to be exposed and more gases to be released. But there's plenty of heat being generated. I kind of doubt it's 13.3 kilowatts, but the room is feeling pretty warm. Anyway, thanks for watching this burn of the Masport Cromwell ULEB burner.